Hey guys, it's Lupe again. Um, I'm subbing for Skylar Delmar again, your normal Wednesday guy. And this week's topic is dysphoria and how we cope with it, and then I'm assuming advice for you guys. So, as far as my physical dysphoria goes, um, for me, my biggest issue is, of course, my chest. Um, so, for me, to take care of that, I do bind, and I'll show you my binder here. I have the Underworks. I think it's the 988 binder. It's the concealer tank binder. It's a double compression chest area, and then it has this like t-shirt material. It's stretchy. I think it's part spandex and cotton. So like this lifts up, and you have the binder material itself, which it's basically like having a tri-top binder. They're tri-top with just like an undershirt tank over it, and I am like a 33, 34-ish B, and I wear a small, and honestly the only issue, well, I shouldn't say only because I have two kind of issues. So I've got the edges a little bit. I'm really skinny, and it kind of digs here between like my shoulder and my trap muscle. So a lot of times, like if it's been bothering me, I'll fold it in like so. So you see it just kind of there, but then it puts that t-shirt material right there, which is just softer, and it doesn't rub so bad. And two, I know that this probably isn't going to be an issue for a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys tend to be significantly shorter than I am, but I'm 5'9", and I don't know if you guys can see this, it tends to like, this is as far down as like I can get it to stay. So like if I wore my shorts, normal, it's right there, but I mean if I lift my arms at all, you see it just lifts right up, and that's kind of a nuisance for me. But at the same time, I do recognize that a lot of trans guys are shorter than I am, and this stuff is made to, be generally fitting. They don't have a size tall, but I'd say that's it as far as my chest goes. I do plan on having surgery, obviously, but first I need, to get started on testosterone. So we'll worry about that later. Other physical dysphoria. I work out and stuff a little bit. Like I haven't been recently because I was really sick and having some digestive issues and not being able to eat, so I couldn't work out. But I do go to the gym a lot and I lift. It tones me up pretty well, and I was a little bit bulkier, but I dropped a little bit of weight. I dropped like 11 pounds in like 3 days from being sick, so I definitely need to get back into the gym. But having at least just more defined arms helps me, because I do wear a lot of cutoffs. It's fucking hot here in Vegas. Yesterday it was like 120. Today it's like, I feel like I can be outside and it's bearable, and it's still 111 degrees. So this helps me a lot, and working out and stuff. I'm a little bit more dysphoric, I'd say, about it now, because I have just slimmed down, so my arms are really skinny. Bottom dysphoria. So I feel a little bit differently as far as the bottom side goes than some guys. I don't pack on a daily basis, and I think a lot of that, um, for me, I think, like, I'm in a relationship, and, you know, my girlfriend has an understanding of that area and, you know, and how I feel about it. So I don't really feel the need to, like, pack, because I can be comfortable and just kind of accept what I'm dealing with currently. And however, I would say that if I were single, I would feel differently about that. Because just when you are, like, flirting, I consider myself straight, so I date women, and, you know, like, when you're flirting and stuff like that, like, it's just can be kind of like a nice thing as, like, a reassurance, like, to them, like, oh, you know, this is a man. Because I don't feel like you know, need to disclose that you are trans just to any girl who is talking to you at the club or something like that. I would think that, you know, like, that's something better saved for if you are going to be taking things further with that person. And I also just think, you know, like, that's a safer situation if, you know, you know the person and not just random person. But that's a whole other topic. But I just don't feel like it's really that necessary for me to pack now. The only reason that I would pack now is so that I could stand to pee. So as far as that goes, I do feel dysphoric. I don't currently use the men's restroom every time unless I know that it's, like, a single stall or something like that. Because I do sit down to go pee, and also I'm pre-testosterone, so, you know, I don't always know how the other person is perceiving me. So I think that that's something that I will be looking more into getting, would be a stand-up pee packer once I start testosterone. As far as other dysphoria goes, I'd say really honestly what affects me the most is my voice. I am 25, and that is generally a dead giveaway that I was born female. So, you know, the best advice I have for those of you that are pre-T, you know, and your voice is an issue, like, you just kind of have to take it as stride. Not everyone understands what you're going through or understands what trans is, and, you know, you don't need to educate absolutely every single person that you encounter. Like, I don't need to tell the person at the gas station, you know, that I've gone to once that I'm trans and they need to refer to me with male pronouns. Like, if they call me she, I just pretend like I didn't hear it and walk off. You know, like, I know that it sucks, but you really just can't get upset about it. Like, you know, especially if you're in an area that's very, you know, open. Like, yeah, in an area that people, you know, are very open-minded and stuff, like, they could be cool with gays and trans people and everything like that. But, you know, like, at the same token, like, if you're, you know, haven't started testosterone, or you just start it, you know, people will sometimes read you as trans if you know, are in so many months of your transition, and, you know, other times they're just going to perceive you as a lesbian if, you know, you're masculine presenting but you still have soft features, because that's what they're used to seeing. So my best advice is, yeah, just, you know, brush it off and don't get too upset about it. You know, once you're on testosterone, those things will change, and, you know, you just have to be really, really patient. I've learned that, you know, I've definitely learned a lot about patience when it comes to things, especially with being older. You know, like, I can't pass for 18 whatsoever, unless I'm just not speaking at all. in which case then I feel uncomfortable because I like to talk to people. So, but yeah, this was a little bit longer than I expected. But I hope you guys have a great week, and if you're in the U.S., I hope you have an awesome 4th of July. Have fun, enjoy the fireworks. Don't set anything on fire. I'm actually scared to use fireworks here because everything's so dry and it's so hot, and I'd hate to be the person responsible for setting Las Vegas on fire. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your week.